Yo! Yo! Hello everyone! Welcome to the stream. I have finally figured out how to prevent, like, when I open the Go Live panel in YouTube, it always keeps telling me, like, the entire screen is gray, and it keeps telling me streaming is not available for the moment, and then you get try again or finish. And trying again, clicking that does absolutely nothing. So in my desperation, I usually just pressed finish, but this will basically just upload a empty video dud, which there are a few on my channel that I still need to clean up. So, but I have now realized that the solution to it all is to hit refresh. Wow, very clever, huh? That's some Galaxy Brain graduated Master of Physics type knowledge. All right, as you can see, Sabrina isn't here at the moment because, well, she's not just absent. No. She's hard at work creating a crossword riddle for you. Whee! So yeah, that's she still needs to prepare that one, and then we can finally have a riddle again. Woohoo! Hype!
Hello.
Also, this means that I can, at least for now, play Path of Exile at my pace. Shots fired.
Welcome.
Oh, spoke too soon. There she is. Oh, Bova boy, I wish I could read that. But sorry, my Arabic is not. My Arabic reading skills are not up to par. Hashmalim, thank you for asking. I'm doing quite good. Quite good. Although it's again omega hot here in our town. And yeah, I hope the bad camera quality kind of makes it able for me to hide that I'm already dripping with sweat. Like it's yeah. Sometimes you sweat so hard that you can practically feel the sweat like spritzing out of your pores. It's savage, man. Aritra, did you seriously just ask if Miss Wright Sekiro as senior? Or was that autocorrect? From Software's new game, Senior. Yes, Lars's masterpiece. Holy shit, man. Lars's masterpiece is indeed a masterpiece. But I expect nothing less of him. Like, if anyone is good at that stuff, it's Lars. He was the OG, like back in Anton's Discord and subreddit, he's like the OG meme producer and Photoshop creator. Among many others, of course. But the first like real big pieces that I knew of were of Lars. And he also did videos, which I also thought were beautiful. Beautiful. Hey, Abdelila. Well, there you go. Gern geschehen. Hashmalim, your teacher is now asking, are you alright? Are you Omega alright? No, I'm not alright. I'm Omega good. If I'm saying that too much, please stop me. What the fuck, Boomer boy? Oh my god. Please. Stop. SKR, yeah, Belle Delphine. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. And I just want to, like, in general, I just want you guys to know that I really appreciate these photoshops and deepfakes. I mean, I don't encourage you to go too far, really, but as long as it's creative and funny, I think it's okay. Don't be too edgy, maybe.
Der Bernardo hat gefragt, ob du ein deutsches Wort kennst, was verlangt ist, aber kurz in anderen.
Bernardo, that's a...
Fahrstuhl. Dann wär's halt Lift.
Nee, das Elevator. Das ist ja auch lang.
Aber
I mean, you could say that the word for nap in German is Mittagsschlaf, which is already pretty long and convoluted, right? Yeah, but that's the only one I can think of from the top of my head. Well, Tom, if we want to keep it safe for work, then the Belle Delphine one has already failed, right? All right, let's start with the game. Let's do a few maps and then. Oh wait, Sabrina, do you still have maps? And do you have maps from the region that's been invaded? Press G.
die noch nicht fertig.
Press G. Okay. Do you have a... Yeah, the region in the top left is invaded, right? What's this region called? You can see the yellow name. Okay. And now when you go into your maps, you can see the region which this is a part of.
Ja, Burgruinen.
Yeah, and we should do the ones that are in this region.
Und die da haben wir noch gar nicht gemacht.
Let's keep that for later.
Und den Käfer.
Yeah. So let's use the highest tier from the region. Okay. And then transmute, augment, and go. Well, if it doesn't have two affixes.
Präfixe.
No, if it doesn't have prefix and suffix, use an augment.
Zwei.
All right. Good. And then put the map together with the scarab into the map device and start.
Meine Brüder holen.
Good. Then let's go.
Du kannst keine fremden Werkbänke benutzen.
Oh, we have to go to your hideout then. Aritra, what is my rating for Sekiro? Well, it's an easy game of the year. I give it a game of the year out of 10. Oh, Plattenspieler, nice. Well, I wouldn't consider this a gaming chair. It's just a chair, honestly. it doesn't have any gaming qualities. And to be honest, it's so old that sitting on it for too long really hurts my ass. My pointy ass bones have penetrated the cushion on the chair so hard that it now offers barely any softness anymore. Yeah, that is the whole story of of this gaming chair. Hm? Was? Ja. Okay. Now, I know since Tom has set up a big part of the subreddit of the Discord, he of course gets some say in all of the things. But me personally, just in case that is a contentious topic, I have no problem with nudity. But if that has somehow any further implications beyond just yes or no, right? Does that mean certain features cannot be used on the Discord or whatever? Then of course, I'm not insisting on it. But me personally, I have nothing against it. I don't feel that this is a problematic thing. Yeah, yeah. Does that make me very irresponsible if if I say it's okay and there are minors in the Discord? Yeah, okay. Then I guess then it's decided, right? Who said Aritra? You said that the person with the hardest job is the one who has to decide if Anton can be monetized. Well, his job might be hard in theory, but he's been skimping on his job because he apparently just doesn't allow Anton to monetize anything. Scheiß.
Gelb und Blau sind und Pink sind zum Abernten bereit.
Mhm. Very proud, SKR. You got yourself a copy strike. Oh, Bova Boy, thank you. Yeah, I shaved, by the way, just in case the camera didn't correctly pick it up. I actually found the well, time is maybe not the correct word, but found the motivation to shave. I think it's okay. Turned out okay. Good. Next map.
Schon mal abernten?
Ah ja, abernten. Good.
Aber ich weiß ja dann nicht, was ich mit der Energie machen soll.
Mhm.
So, ist pink?
Ja. Now with the pink seeds you can craft.
Ja, ich kann zum Beispiel das hier ist ja rot.
Mhm.
Vielleicht wird es blau, ist das was gut?
Nee, würde ich so lassen, ehrlich gesagt. You could craft maybe your rings. Does any of your rings are... Ah,
Das ist immer so ganz kaputt da.
yeah. Show me your rings. 75, okay. The other one. Ah, and the top one. That's the amulet. The amulet's actually not that good. You could use the amulet and craft the Zauber stuff.
Das da.
Nein.
Feuer?
Zaubermodifikatoren.
Nur die numerischen Werte. Ich verstehe nicht, was ist der Unterschied zwischen verändert die numerischen Werte und macht neue zufällige Sachen.
Naja, verändert die numerischen Werte means you won't get any new mods. But the mods you already have will be re-rolled with different values.
Und würdest du das da nur neu valuen oder neu...
Well, if you don't have any Zaubermodifikatoren, then nothing will be...
Ach, was sind Zauber?
Everything that has the word Zauber in it.
Und was will ich?
Cast speed.
Und das will ich.
Well, it could be useful. Yeah. Why not?
Okay, dann mache ich das. Weil das hat überhaupt keine...
Oh yeah, Tristan, I think that's the best part of the game, honestly. Like the game has really good parts all around, but my favorite part is where you is the spot where you're in, where you're chased by this beast, but it only chases you when you're in the darkness, right, outside of the light, but you never see it. But instead the voices just get louder, and you don't really know if there's really something there chasing you, or if it's just the madness completely crushing Senua's mind. That part is really good. Yeah. And also the my second favorite, I don't know if it's before or after, I think it's before, is where you have to sneak, right, in this dream sequence where you have to sneak around these things. And I love the effect that they put on the enemies there, in which you can never clearly see them because it's so dark, and they have this very weird distortion effect on them. So when you take a look at them, right, when you dare to take a look, you cannot really make out what they look like exactly, but your brain just creates the most nightmarish, horrifying abominations. And then with the sound, that part, it really, that is, I think that is more horror than many jump scare fiesta horror games nowadays. It's absolutely amazing. Ja.
Welches wäre denn die beste Zauberfähigkeit?
Ja, Zauberschaden, Zaubergeschwindigkeit, so Zeug halt.
12%.
Gut. Aber wäre natürlich gut, wenn auch sonst noch Resistenzen und Dings drauf wären.
Also mache ich es nochmal.
Ja. Ja. Und wenn das nichts gebracht hat, dann mach halt den Feuerdinger noch, damit du wenigstens eins noch. Eigentlich. Oh, das ist doch super. Ja. Ja, gut. Eigentlich nimmt man nie von dem Gear, was man gerade benutzt, sondern nimmt halt immer ein weißes Item. Und, ne? Aber gut, ist egal.
Okay, den Rest kondensiere ich. Gut, dann blau.
Wait, SKR, are you seriously saying a positive thing about Facebook? Get the fuck out of here, man. Facebook is literally just the amalgamation of all conspiracy theory boomers on the planet. Like there's no sensible person left on Facebook. Why would you ever use that shit? Facebook has become the internet that our parents always warned us about. So yeah, stay the fuck away from that shit.
Weil die jetzt halt auch nicht genau genommen hast.
Yeah, man, Sophia is indeed the true alpha. What? I wonder, are you guys seeing the same viewer numbers that I'm seeing? Like, I'm constantly seeing different numbers, but I also don't really know what these numbers mean here. For example, there's in this analytics panel here, there are concurrent views. Okay, then there's chat rate, whatever that means. Then there's playbacks. Oh, playbacks is the total number of times the video has loaded, including page refreshes and changes of camera angle. This number does not increase when a viewer switches resolution. Aha. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, consider yourselves the elite then. The elite 13. Andy's 13. So, what do I think of horror games?
Warum geht hier Lebenskraft? Oh, weil ich
Kein
keinen
Speicher. What do I think of horror games? Well, in general, I enjoy them. I mean, yeah, of course, right? I enjoy many of them, especially the classic ones, like older horror games. But I'm quite convinced that horror games really depend on your current age and mindset. Because the games that I found scary back then surely wouldn't be scary today, and the games that I find scary today, maybe I just wouldn't have understood them back then. So there's always something else that you find scary. Now, what I hate are these jump scare fiestas, because that's not horror, that's just startling people. It's like it's not scary, it's just dumb, right? And because horror has become so popular in recent years, it has become like really stupefied is probably not the best word, but it's just dumbed down and made to appeal to the most retarded Hartz IV Abschaum. Not that not that you are Abschaum because you get Hartz IV. It's just a hyperbole to make you get what I mean. And anyway, so and because these people don't understand horror really, and it's so much easier to market jump scares as horror than it is to market like genuine dread, right? Psychological, like fear, really, because getting startled, if you're really think about it, horror and has nothing to do with startling, right? Like, if you ask a person, what are you afraid of? They will never say, oh, I'm afraid of being startled. They are afraid of, I don't know, being humiliated, afraid of tight spaces. They're afraid of the dark, maybe. They're afraid of social decline. These are fears, right? That is horror, and not boo jump scare shit. So I personally think that horror, at least popular horror in recent times, has really like completely misunderstood what horror is. Right, the fear of being left behind, or the fear of being left of isolation. There are many fears, and they are so much more primal. They come from so much further down in your mind. They're completely different. No one is afraid when they are jump scared. Like that's not fear. And yeah, So I think in that regard, horror has really taken a turn for the worse. But there are still like amazing examples of true horror, right? One of them, I think, is a very good example of it is indeed Bloodborne. Like, I know if I say Bloodborne is a horror game, that's kind of very edgy and also I think not true. Like, Bloodborne isn't a horror game, but there are certain parts in Bloodborne when you play them, you are genuinely afraid, and or at least I am, right? Like, for example, if there's early in the game, 1 second. Okay, if you can craft a resistance on the lower one, right? Blood Cowl Solaris Circlet. If it has an open suffix, it's better. Yeah, I would say it's better. So yeah, I don't know. It's that's why I said what you define as horror is really dependent on how old you are. Like, when you're younger, you do not understand these fears. Like, if someone wants to scare you with social decline, that is not a fear that a young teenager has. Like, doesn't understand that. Or fear of isolation and stuff like that, right? But back when I was like 12 or something, there's something you do not understand, or you do not feel feared the same way as a grown adult does. So yeah. Anyway, right. But yeah, I think Bloodborne does that really well. Also, Tom mentioned Subnautica. Yes, Subnautica. I haven't played it much, but just watching the footage alone is well, yeah, it's quite something. So in that sense, yes. And many games that are just give you this feeling of like they don't smash the fear in your face and are like, look, are you afraid now? If I think that the truest horror comes just out of the context itself. And so yeah, I know it's really difficult, and just while I explained it to you, I kind of realized that it really depends on the target audience, right? The thing that I just described might not be scary or interesting for other audiences. So in that sense, horror really depends. But for me, at least, I personally am more of a fan. The thing I understand under horror is more of this slow burn, like dread, slow building dread and realization that, I don't know, we are all insignificant. And press tab and look for how many monsters are left. In top right, you see how many monsters are left. That's okay. Below 10 is okay. For example, I think Amnesia, for example, is also like, I know that game got really popular, but I think it's praised, it's widely praised, but I mean, it got popular because, PewDiePie, and it was just so scary and stuff. But I think if you take a real genuine look at the game, it doesn't have any scripted jump scare events or anything. It does horror like extremely well. And that is something that many later walking simulator horror games really didn't understand. They made like a walking simulator, and every scary thing is put into scripted jump scare events, and that's just stupid. And then, in addition to that, Amnesia, even if Amnesia wasn't a horror game as it is, even if you just take the story and the setting itself, it's already absolutely horrifying. Like, just the environments themselves, there are, in the later stages of the game, when you visit the torture chambers, my god, the pictures on the wall there. Oof. Oof. Man. Yeah. So yeah, I think that is what I want horror to be, and it exists, of course. It's just not. If I see a game like a mainstream horror game praised, then I'm already very skeptic, and I know I'm probably not gonna like it. Like, for example, PT. I personally just cannot play PT. I understand the genius behind much of it, and I think it's a great example of genius game design. But I cannot play it or because it's just based around a randomly occurring jump scare. The entire fear of the game is just based around that single jump scare. And now, while I acknowledge that it's a very well made one, right? Because it's not just a loud noise, bam, but instead it occurs almost entirely without sound. Now, of course, there's a big ugly face popping up right in your face, haha, and that is scary apparently. But yeah, so I don't know. Personally, for me, PT just wouldn't be a horror game like what I would be looking for. Now I realize that I've just disrespected the great Bojima, but well, oh no, that's the Atlas Invader. Wait, which PT? What do you mean, SK? There is only one PT. The playable teaser for the cancelled Silent Hill game. The one where you keep going around that hallway and the Lisa ghost terrorizes you. You know which one? Yeah, let's do the boss first. While we're there. Whew, so the question, do I like horror? It really got me going. It was a good question. Very nice. You made a mistake? What do you mean?
Bei den blauen hätte ich so einen verbindenden Vierer gehabt,
Ja.
halt kondensiert. Und jetzt habe ich ja den Kopf gemacht und der ist geil, außer dass er keinen Vierer hat.
Okay, aber das geht schon.
Habe ich nicht richtig geblickt. Jetzt habe ich da Frostbombe drin, nur mit schnellem Casting.
Yeah, that's okay. Frostbomb is not that important, honestly.
Aber ich hätte es gehabt.
Yeah, Outlast. Oh, that's really nothing for me, man. I think that is the amnesia formula done wrong. Bioshock 2. Well, for me, I think Infinite is the best of the bunch. But they're all pretty high up there, I gotta admit. Yeah. We keep dying to these lightning markers on the ground, but I don't know. I just can't see them. Here, these lightning markers here.
Bin ich bei dir?
Oh yeah, you are dead. Okay, you are dead. Not the big surprise.
Oh Gott, schon wieder.
Oh my god.
Alter.
Say goodbye to your XP. Achtung, here, these things on the ground. You see them? These lightning markers? They are danger. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's too. That is just absolutely the opposite of what I understand horror, or what I want horror to be. I know the game has many fans, and I understand the appeal, but goddamn, I hate that thing. No, I think Bioshock 2 is the only Bioshock I haven't played. I've played 1 and Infinite, and yeah. So 1 was the Would You Kindly, right? That was excellent. And Infinite was, of course, Don't Stand in There. Yeah. Infinite was, of course, dimensions and tears and whatnot. Comstock. Oh yes. No, Comstock, not Comstock. Hey, another tabula. This time for me. Oh my god, the third tabula. What the fuck, man? Streamer RNG, I tell you. By the way, streamer RNG doesn't end there. Yesterday, or no, last stream, Sabrina found an item called Impulsa's Broken Heart. And it's an item where I said, yeah, that used to be like one of the best items in the game, but I don't know how good it is now. Well, as it turns out, it's still one of the fucking best items in the game, and if she sold it, she could sell it for like 4 Exalted Orbs. And just to give you a perspective, an Exalted Orb, you will naturally find, if you play like I play, right? You will find 1 Exalted Orb maybe per week. So during your total playtime in a league, you will maybe find like 2 or 3 Exalted Orbs by yourself. And this item Sabrina found is worth 4. Like she could be filthy fucking rich. And yeah, that's the streamer RNG. Now, of course, since we are not really valuing that, right? It's just a bunch of pixels, and Exalted Orbs are, calling them valuable is only true in the context of the game, and since we're not, like, our plan isn't to amass any wealth in the game, because I personally think it's fucking stupid to like be proud of your in-game richness, which amounts to a total of nothing. We are probably just going to keep the item and not sell it. I know that might make people cringe, and other people were very angry, thinking that we're squandering such a valuable thing. But to that, I can only say, like, come on, get some perspective.
Null Monsters übrig.
Stektos. Good question. I don't know, honestly. I have no idea about this taxonomy business. No. Ah, hello, 5Poo0N.
Welcome.
This is now your new name, by the way. Although I think your name is 5PoON, but I think it would be better if you would just change your name to Spoon, because that just is much easier to say. Now, I know I'm very intelligent and you didn't come up with this yourself, right? Because it's very complicated. But so you're welcome. But I'd appreciate it if you change your name to Spoon. No, of course, I'm kidding. Anyway, have I played Dawn of War? Yes, all of them. I think 1, 2, 3, right? So I think the best one is Dawn of War 1, because it just had everything that I love in a real-time strategy game. Many different and really diverse races to choose from. Like, you had everything, man. It really brought the Warhammer 40k tabletop experience to the PC. I love that. And it enhanced it. Then in Dawn of War 2, they did like the whole away with base building, right? There was no more base building. It was just units. And while I can kind of get that, I personally just didn't like it. I thought that it just needlessly took something away from the game, and it left a acceptable, albeit very hollow experience. Yeah. And then the third game, oh my god, that was the idea behind it was good, but the execution and the worst thing about it was the menus and the interface. My god, those were horrendous. Yeah, Bernardo, dragons are fucking terrifying, man. Especially if you realize that their saliva contains millions of microorganisms that are all able to kill you. Like, I don't know if you guys seen these nature documentaries. It's one of my all-time favorite hobbies, watching nature documentaries. But there's one where a Komodo dragon bites a cow just in the ankle, and the cow just kicks it in the face and runs away. And then hours later, or maybe even days later, I don't know, the cow is dead, right? And its fate was sealed the moment the teeth of the Komodo dragon scratched its skin. It's like fucking zombie apocalypse level of horror, right? Because the saliva just contains, it's just such a life deleting microcosm of death. Yeah. So yeah, they look kind of funny, but to me they are absolutely woof. Oh, about the politics question. So the thing is, I do not want to forbid it. Although I really advise you to be civil and cautious. Like, I don't know. I personally think that the political discourse, but that could be just America, is rather poisoned. Now, I really don't think that a solution to that is just to disallow it, but whenever you want to write something about politics, always keep in mind that your a conversation partner does not have to agree with you, right? People have different opinions. They might be wrong, but it doesn't matter, right? It's a discourse isn't, or okay, no, let's say this. Talking about politics, okay, but do not try to convince anyone. I think that is the main culprit in it all. Do not convince people, and do not this is very difficult. It's a very difficult topic. So in general, let's say this. Talking about politics in written chat is really, I think it's counterproductive, and in the end, you never get to get things across the way you want it, and it just leads to bad. But I would say that in voice chat, it's absolutely fine, because then it more or less resembles a real discussion, and I think politics is a great thing to be discussing, to have like real discussions about, not online. Right? So I would say politics okay, but I encourage you to do that in voice chat and not in text chat. Yeah. Wait, Tom suggested that the cow just cuts off his leg. Oh yeah, it has to be a really intelligent cow then. that's why humans run the show, right? What? Where? Have you done the trial of Swirling Fear, the labyrinth trial? No, then. Yes, it would be. Of course, it would be possible, right? Now I don't know how fast these things act. I think it's a matter of hours. So in that sense, it might be okay if you like cut off the affected limb. Yeah, I'm in the labyrinth trial.
I can't do this just yet.
Nein. But yeah, I think cows have not yet mastered that skill. Would I do a Dawn of War with fans? Probably not. That game's just too long past. Maybe like Dawn of War 1, massive like 1v1 or 5 versus 5 or something absurd. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's actually sounds kind of cool. Now, if you like, meme politics is always allowed. Like in a satirical way, of course, that is absolutely fine. Right? Saying someone's a dictator but sexy as fuck, that's non-serious stuff is of course always allowed. But try not to be too edgy again. Right? Keep it like in the realms of reason. Oh, before we do the next map, you can now talk to Baran and Zana and open the way to the invader. Hey, Dogomander, nice, welcome. And Stektos. Oh, have you just opened the Chateau map?
Ja.
Oh, well then don't. It will override the map.
Ja, deswegen habe ich.
Oh, oops. No, well then. We have one more map to run.
Die war ganz neu.
Your life will end and you will be forgotten.
Can't do this just yet.
Der nächste ein bisschen in den Garten gestreut.
Oh, Hashmalim. Okay, okay. Well, that's even worse, right? But okay, so I thought it was the microbiome of the saliva of the Komodo dragon. But if you say it's more like a chemical substance, then I believe that too. Like I don't fully know. But the argument still holds, right? It can still the cow theoretically could still save itself by cutting off its limb. Now, of course, since it's a cow, it probably doesn't understand this, but
Vielleicht irgendwann mal noch die Evolution.
at some point evolution will give cows the knowledge to cut off their own legs. Hello there. Yeah, but honestly, like, I wonder, could it really just be a chemical reaction? Because there has to be either the chemical needs to be like extremely potent and highly concentrated, or there has to be some mechanism with which the chemical is then proliferated, right? Because if it's a chemical reaction, then the chemical that's reacting is being used up. So if the Komodo dragon just scratches the bloodstream with a tiny amount, and it's enough to kill the entire animal or incapacitate the entire animal, there either has to be some effect with which this chemical is being like multiplied inside of the body of the cow, or
Keine Monster mehr übrig. Wo ist denn der?
Huh?
Wo ist denn der Boss?
I already defeated the boss. Right.
Oh nein. Ich habe einen Punkt gekriegt.
Good.
Weiß nicht, wo ich den habe.
The life wheel. No, bottom. It's the entire life wheel.
Ist alles, ne?
Ja.
Soll ich dann jetzt den Invader machen?
Mhm. Alright, guys, check this out. I'm going to corrupt my tabula rasa, which has one of a few different outcomes are possible. One, nothing happens. Two, it destroys the item. Or three, I get a passive bonus to everything in this item. So it can, your tabula can either brick, or nothing happens, or be like become godlike. Now wish me luck. Ah, 4% additional physical damage reduction while stationary. Excellent. Oh, this is now worth a lot. Good. Hey, streamer RNG.
Hello.
Hee. Okay, that's cringe.
Fate will find you.
Oh, SKR, very nice. You understood how the gems work. Awesome. Let's first clear the surrounding area and then we do the obelisk here. Wow. You remember what happens when we click the obelisk? You get a lot of monsters that are frozen in time. Good. So you do remember.
Bist du schon dort?
Yeah, I think the immediate surroundings are cleared. Okay. So you go up and I go down, okay? Go. Go. Man. My damage really sucks, man. That was bad. Or I mean, it's still like the character is still in an early gearing phase, but usually you expect to one-shot like the entire screen of these frozen monsters. Yeah. In that sense, my side was a little bit of a failure. Adit, is that a threat? Are you threatening me with Minecraft porn? So, I don't know if it's even allowed to talk about it, but Tom, I would say if it's not used in a racial context, I don't know if it's too hot or not. Like, if you're honest, here a German channel with mostly non-American people using that word really shouldn't mean anything, but I know how Americans are in that regard. And we're using an American software, so I don't know. I personally think it would be maybe acceptable, right? Because saying anything else will probably get me instantly banned. So I don't know if I'm even allowed to speak on it here. So yeah. Fuck this form of censorship, but it is how it is.
Na rein.
Yeah. Good.
Shadow can never overtake light, demon.
By now you know that fight, right? Once he charges an attack up, you go into the corner. Corner. Okay, good. And now you leave. Because now there are a few places that are dangerous, right? You see these glowing tiles? They're now off limits. Corner, 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 corner. Okay, come out.
No minion of sin could be this powerful. What are you?
Was steht mit dem Altar da?
Pick up the watchstone, the red item, or
Bin ich wieder da?
and now we can finish the map.
Da ist noch eine Turmverteidigung.
Ah ja, gut. What's up, Scream? Hello, I'm doing fine. Chilly stream. We're approaching the
I can't do this just
last part of the game. Right. We're currently doing the end game grind. So the guy we defeated just then, that was one of the conquerors, and we have to defeat each conqueror I think 4 times, which amounts to 16 bosses, and then we can face the final boss of the game. Go?
Ja?
The light is trying to spread. It's branching, exile.
Oh, Sabrina, there are a few branches that came up down here. The top can probably defend itself just fine, but I wouldn't. I think I need help down here.
Sicher. Beide Richtungen.
Yeah. No, I definitely need help here. Oh no! Oh, we also need help up there. Yeah. Scheiße. Scheiße. Okay, I think we did. Yay. Yeah, Tom, I think that is the more sensible decision. Especially with how hot it's running at the moment. So, yeah. Also, you might think that this is like limiting your free speech, but come on, like, do you really have to use it? It's just one word. I think we can make without it. We can make do without it. Ooh, Tom, that's a savage shutdown of poor Bernardo. Don't get your hopes up. Oh, Sabrina, there's a map that has just dropped at my position. Yeah, Scream, you just came in while we were discussing about not safe for work and N-word business. My God. What a timing. Warst du hier schon? Okay. Have you found a yellow map, Sabrina? I didn't either. But maybe that's just the usual. No, not rarity, but tier, like tier 6 plus. Good.
Was mache ich eigentlich mit dem, was der Typ gedroppt hat? Geht's das so?
Yeah. It's basically just a normal rare item that has the potential for some special modifiers. But if it's not a good item, then just sell it. SKR, not yet. No. I think there will still be like a few more, but I realize that it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's only like the 6th or something Path of Exile stream, right? Am I right? And compare that to the, I don't know, how many was it, 16 or 17 Dark Souls ones? But no, we're not getting nearly that amount of Path of Exile done.
Welcome.
Especially since this league, I wanted to take things a little bit, you know, like only as far as Sabrina wants to go. Take it a little bit slower. Oh. That's a good mentality, Scream. Or you could call the women, the non-existent women on the Discord, you could call them milady. So riddle. Okay. Have you sent it to me? Okay, let me check. Okay, so how did I do that? Share? Wait. Share with... Okay. I hope that this is working again. I have posted a link in the chat that links to the crossword. And yeah, after all this time, we're finally gonna have a riddle again. Woohoo! Hype!
Antworte mal den Arbitrage, ist traurig.
Huh? Oh, Aritra, someone's passive aggressively asking here. I've asked this for the 1000th time. Yeah. Anyway, no, I have not seen any Bollywood movies. Now, this means that I don't know much about them, but also you gotta sell them to me. Like I at the moment I don't see a reason to watch any of them just because they're Bollywood, right? I'm gonna risk making a fool out of myself, but isn't it all like almost a musical? And if there's one thing I hate, it's musicals. Oh, the Zubi. Hello there, by the way. You can, so if you go into your hideout and down there you have this option to edit. And then when you click on an item in your hideout, and you can use the mouse wheel or the image up and down keys to change like it into different options. And this is one of the older crafting benches when hideouts and crafting was still quite different in the game. And I think you can like go through all the different options. Spoon, I did not change your name in the Discord. Again, I said it last stream and I'm going to say it again. I do not change your guys' names on the Discord. I am too boomer to do that. Yeah, Aritra, I thought so. I think the way Bollywood is usually presented here in the West, I was almost sure that it has to be like misrepresented. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad for you, right? If the movies are inspirational for you, very nice, very nice. SKR, no, you cannot see my analytics. They are mine. Oh, SKR, that's a mission. Oh, so Spoon. By the way, you haven't been here when the riddles were first being brought up. So the idea is, the riddle is like a extra content that my wife has thought of to just keep you entertained, and they reward viewers that have stuck around and have been attentive over the last few streams. Like, it's not always crossword puzzles. Most of the time, it's other riddles, like sometimes mathematical or logic riddles, depending on what we find, right? Yeah. Three idiots. Okay. Okay, I'll keep that in the back of my head. All right. So, you're now going to take care of the riddle? Okay. So Sabrina will now assume her old position of being the riddle mistress and keeping track of your guys' answers and all of that, and I will run a few maps myself.
Und sagt, dass der Final, also dass sie sich austauschen können, aber Finalpasswort ist dann.
Yeah. So, in case someone asks if it's a team effort or not, so yes, it is indeed a team effort. You feel free to cooperate, to engage in jolly cooperation. Praise the sun. But again, the person who gives like the solution word at the end will be the winner. Oh yeah, open the window. That's a good idea. We're fucking melting in here. Does Anton have a penis size reduction surgery? I suppose you can always reduce, right? Increasing is impossible or very hard, but you can always reduce. That's awesome, by the way. SKR. Like this level of awareness, that is just awesome. I think it's I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's almost the same way in China, where China has also like basically a like China has its own version of YouTube, right? And yeah, usually movies are rather quickly directly pirated and uploaded there, and it's like the industry knows that it's a fight it cannot win, so it won't waste any resources on it, and it will instead just accept that at some point after the cinematic release there's no need in trying to get any more money out of it, and they will instead just release it to the public, which I think is awesome. That is I wish the world was more like that.
Let me tell.
Okay, so any more unused maps? No.
How are your maps?
Completed, 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 completed. Yikes. That's bad.
Stay inquisitive.
Learn Hindi. Oh yeah. If it would be that easy, I'd love to. Lots of free space here. Can plant a lot.
You cannot pave a road with just one stone.
Yeah, it will probably be subtitles then. Blessed orb. Nice. I don't know if Anton can teach me the good type of Hindi. You learn only the bad from your siblings. Whew. Oh, well, Aritra, then that puts me at kind of an impasse, no? I mean, if I need to be able to understand Hindi to get the deeper meaning of the movie, then the movie might as well just not exist. Like, for me, right? I mean, that's just a fact. There's no way to change it. Oh,
Hello.
unless SKR comes into the rescue. That's a very good offer, SKR. Such a steal. Only $100. What? Ghost of Tsushima? Oh yeah, the great topic of review copies. Poor Anton, man. That the whole review copy business, it kind of weighed him down, man. It's kind of a bummer. Poor Anton. Ah, Canyon. Yes, that's one of my favorite maps. Man, with how hyped people are for Ghost of Tsushima, I'm really interested to see how it turns out. I want Anton to quickly finish his The Last of Us 2 playthrough, because I really want to play that game now. Because it's like the game of the hour, right? Everyone has something to say about that game, which means that it's probably, no matter what the reviews say, it's probably one of the best-selling games this year, right? And yeah, good for Naughty Dog in the end, right? a win's a win. Okay, this constellation here with 4 arms, 4 tower defense arms branching off into 4 different directions. This constellation is flat out impossible. Oh, it's 5 arms in 5 different directions. Fuck this, man. This is some bullshit RNG ass.
Those fiends are getting too close to my pump.
Forget it, man. Forget it.
I can't do this just yet.
Oh, you guys solved it. Nice. Yes, indeed. Shit in the park is is the solution word. What, shit in the dark? No, shit in the park. I mean, that's the solution word. Do not shit in the park. Do do not listen to some random online half Chinese person that told you to shit in the park. Do not do this, please. In the dark is okay, but not in the park. Yeah, Illidan, I think you were the first, right? So, GG Illidan. Well done. Playing Path of Exile and solving riddles at the side. Nice move, man. One of the biggest problems my build is facing at the moment, why I'm doing so little damage and it seems so weak, is that I still only have a 4 link, right? So, no 5 link. Well, and my bow, while it's GG bow, I mean, yeah, from the mods, there are still a lot of passives that I haven't gotten, a lot of things that I still need to fully be like very efficient. So, yeah. There's still ways to go with this character. Okay, I think that's about it. Let's quickly plant the seeds and then we can go through the riddle together.
Da können wir die Fragen stellen. Also so und dann kurz warten, ob jemand die antwortet. Weil diesmal haben sie uns jetzt nicht geholfen gegenseitig.
Okay, so let's check the riddle out. Now, first question. What skill did Andy's PoE League Start character use? Well, I mean, if you've just tuned in, you might not know, but this is my second character, and the first one tried or wanted to use Wintertide Brand, a new skill that got released this league and turned out to be okayish. Right? Acceptable. Yeah. Anyway, second, what giant fruit did Sabrina throw at Andy when he ignored riddle solution time? So a while back, you guys in the stream, yes, you, bullied my wife into assaulting me live on stream, and to do this, to carry out this assault, she used a plush strawberry, I think, right? It was a strawberry. Yes, and she, like, my wife doesn't have very many muscles, but she threw it with all her force, and it broke several, like, I could raise this up and you would see that half of my respiratory organs were destroyed during the attack. Anyone who get that meme? Anyway, yeah, so it was a traumatizing experience, but I think I'm over it now. So here, number 2 is strawberry. Number 3, which unique item did Sabrina find twice on the last stream? Well, I just said it, we found a third one, a tabula rasa. Great, one of the great Path of Exile unique items. 4, who set up the Discord for Andy? Well, we all know who that was. That was, of course, Tom. The good old Tom. Bester Mann. Richtiger Ehrenmann, Tom. By the way, I just wanted to say, Tom, bist ein richtiger Ehrenmann. All right, number 6. Xander wants to know if which object can be used as a table. Huh? Oh yeah, what's the name of the Discord channel? Well, I assume everyone's joined the Discord by now, and then everyone knows it's the antimatter reactor. Whee! By the way, I was thinking about maybe having different, the different ranks in the Discord correspond to different like particle groups. But then I realized that there's no real particle hierarchy. There's no this particle is in some sense better than the other. That's that's just not what particles are there for. So I scrapped that idea. Yeah, number 6. Xander wants to know if which object can be used as a table. Well, I don't know how Xander does it, but he somehow just gets this idea implanted in his head that tigers can be used as a table. No, it probably is a meme that I'm not aware of, or or Xander just has a serious tiger fixation or table fixation. Who knows? In any case, the answer here is tiger. Number 7. What character did Illidan play in League of Legends game? When we started one of the earlier Path of Exile streams, we started out with Team Sausage, going full force and playing a league game as a 5-stack. And unfortunately, we lost. It was super close, but well, in the end, we lost. And still a very enjoyable game. And Illidan played Renekton in that game. It's a two-legged. No, it's a like anthropomorphic crocodile with a huge. How are these weapons called? Glaive or something? Yeah. Now, number 8. What's the name of the new PoE league? Well, what are we doing here? We're harvesting plants, and therefore the league is called Harvest League. Number 9. What game will Andy play next in the future? Well, I think it's almost decided. Like I don't know what could change my mind now, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be the next game, and that's of course going to be For Honor, maybe with viewers. I would very much enjoy that, to rediscover For Honor. That I haven't touched that game in at least a few years, and it would be a lot of fun. Like I've rediscovered Dark Souls through you guys, through you suggesting it on the stream. So I think it's a great thing, right? So rediscovering For Honor with you, that would be awesome. Next up, number 10. Whose name stands before the gap between the valence band and the conduction band? So there had to be like at least a tiny bit of physics here and there, because I kind of realized that in the last few streams I kind of let the physics and science sections dip down a bit. Apparently I've answered all your scientific questions. Good, yeah, but here is one of the things. I just recently met with another physicist, and as physicists do, our conversation just somehow shifted towards the band model of solid state physics, and Fermi's golden rule and transition probabilities, and the Fermi level, energy level, and Besetzungswahrscheinlichkeiten. I don't even know how to translate that shit. Besetzung, like occupational probability of occupation, of energy states. Who knows? Anyway, in a solid body, or in einem Festkörper, Jesus man, in a solid, the atoms or molecules usually are arranged within a certain grid. So, which makes them appear like regular. Like they have a regular form. In many solids, that's the case. Not in all, but in many. Take, for example, just any metal, right? Like, take perfectly crystalline iron, for example, right? You have the atoms all in a regular grid, and the electrons going around them. But since in a solid, the atoms are so close to each other, there are and since electrons really aren't like solid spheres, but instead they're like there are clouds of probability. It gets pretty quantum mechanically weird, but just bear with me here. So the probability, if you just have one atom and your electron goes around it, then at every point around the atom there's a certain probability for the electron to be if you measure it. Okay. Now if you have multiple atoms and they are very close to each other, the probability you can no longer distinguish the singular electrons, but instead you just have one huge, it's no longer a zone around the atom, but it's like a huge area or huge volume where the electrons can be, right? And meaning that electrons can basically leave their one home atom and go somewhere else, right? Now this is really extremely grossly oversimplified, but bear with me here, right? And they can do that on multiple different energy states. Like usually, no two electrons can ever be in the same state at the same time. And so for an electron to go somewhere else, there needs to be space there, because it cannot go somewhere where there's already an electron in the same energy state. This is fundamentally forbidden and impossible. So what can instead happen is an electron goes into a higher energy state, then goes over, and then drops into another free spot. Now this lower energy state, that's usually very busy and many electrons are in it, is called the valence band. It's called a band because it's a certain, like if you make a graph with energy and the x-axis doesn't matter, but like let's just say it's a spatial axis, right? You have a spatial axis on the x-axis and the energy it's a band inside of this diagram. And these inside of this band, these energies are allowed for the electrons. And the valence band is usually pretty full. And then there's a gap where there's no allowed energy states. And then there's another band called the conduction band. And for an electron to be able to move around, it needs to jump over this gap into the conduction band where it can then move around. And this gap here, this has a name. And this gap is called the Fermi gap. Oh my god. Did I actually make a huge mistake there? Is it the... 1 second. I think I made a huge mistake here. Oh no, maybe I didn't. Anyway, so there's a gap between them all, and the name I wanted here is Fermi, because I don't know, like now that I say it out loud, I'm not 100% sure anymore if it's actually called the Fermi gap, but somewhere inside this gap is the Fermi energy, which is like the energy level that electrons usually have in the back, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. Just keep in mind that there are two bands, right? Valence band, electron band, and there's a gap between them, and the electrons need to somehow get energy to jump to the conduction band to move around and then drop down again. Whew! And last question, what's Andy's most played game on Steam? Well, you're seeing it right now. It's, of course, Path of Exile! Huh? Yeah, I have, I think in Steam it's about 3K hours. But remember that I've played Path of Exile outside, like Path of Exile has a non-Steam client. And I used that for the first few years. And yeah, I've at least 1K more hours in that client. So I would say 4,000 plus hours of Path of Exile. Now, if you solve this all, the solution word is shit in the park. Because like we usually try to find a more clever solution word, but Sabrina has been so traumatized by this article saying that British people are apparently taking shits in public parks that she needed to use the solution word to cope with this entire thing. uh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I hope that was enjoyable for you all. I hope you found that to be somewhat interesting. And I promise, once we're back to other games, Sabrina will again produce many cool riddles. Yes, Scream. You're welcome, man. Wait, what? Lars has a problem? He won't stop deepfaking Anton onto porn stars. Oh yeah, I saw the Anton sins. Excellent, man. Who would do such a thing in England, motherfucker? No, English people don't say motherfucker, right? I think that's American.
70 times.
They say bloody cunt. I wish I had a British accent. Like, real talk for a moment, there's nothing sexier than a British accent. Like, I don't wanna insinuate anything here, but when my wife was in voice chat with Spoody for the first time, the first things she said was, "Oh, I like that he has long hair and his accent." That's when you know, like, if a UK chat somehow is interested in your girl and you're not UK, then you lose, man. It's just you fucking lose. Well, I'm glad I have other things to top Spoody. But yeah, just saying. Right? Being a fucking British Chad is easy game, apparently. Only thing you shouldn't do is shit in the park. Yes, of course. I suppose. Alright, Sabrina. A few more maps? Oi, ya cheeky wanker! Wow, by the way, there's one scene in a movie called Rock and Roller where this huge architecture kingpin is talking to someone on the phone, and then he's like hanging up, and he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, goodbye, and then he hangs up, and he just says wanker, and he pronounced it so perfectly. Like, Anton and I, when we saw that, we were using that wanker for years after. At every opportunity, we were like, yeah, okay, thank you, wanker. Oh. Tom, if I find the time, yes, of course, gladly. That's also a very a topic that is rather close to my heart. So yeah, we could.
Hast du noch nicht mit den Totboten geredet?
Oh, you socketed it into your atlas. So you press G and E or inventory or whatever. And then you choose a region and socket it in there, and now the region will drop additional or higher tier maps. It doesn't matter which one, just choose one. No. Into the watchstone, into the, just like in the tutorial clip there.
Zum Beispiel hier.
It doesn't matter which one. Spoody also plays guitar. Oh my god! Although, like that, 90% of the time, 60% of the time it works every time. But my wife is not that into musicians and free spirits, so to say. Which kind of, I just realized, puts me in a bad light. So, oops, I guess. Yeah. Henry Cavill. Fucking wank. Does wanker just mean masturbator? Well, if you translate it like literally, yeah, we have the German word Wichser, which actually just means masturbator, yes, but no one uses it that way. So Hä? Wird's nicht mit 2x geschrieben? Das wird mit CH geschrieben. Ups. Yeah. Oh yes. There's a like. Imagine this. Like we Germans here, Germans using cuss words are usually we use them rather loosely. Like it's not nothing like in America where if you curse on TV you're immediately cancelled and shit like that. Like it's just part of the language and no one will like you may earn a few interesting looks, but it's nothing like, oh, you are a bad person, you need to be crucified, like in the US. And we had to underline that in Germany many years back there was a movie called Der Wichser, which is basically releasing a movie that's called The Wanker. Anyway, shall we go on or go? Maps. Los!
Wie kann ich jetzt sehen? Jetzt muss ich dahin, wo das Buch unter Juwelen ist.
No. You just continue to do maps that you haven't done before, and yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen it, Tom, the movie, so I don't know, but Aritra, chill, man. I'm just talking to my wife. We're meme brothers. David and Natams. Glad you found each other. The meme connection is real. Oh, Val Pyramid. Good. Have I played The Messenger? No.
They are out to get you.
I actually is it? No, I've not even heard of this. I wonder. It's a game that's called The Messenger. Don't know about. Have never heard about it. Should I? Is it recommended or?
Den Hebel sehe ich gar nicht, wo man laufen kann.
Mi. Ich sehe nicht, wo man laufen kann.
Und dann
I can't do this just yet.
That was completely planned.
kann man noch viel bauen.
That was from the Delirium Fog thing.
Das war in der Zwischenzeit. Ich muss da kurz mal rein.
Ja.
War in der Zwischenzeit.
Okay. Wait, in which channel did you post it? SKR? Oh, 2D Metroidvania came out in 2018. Oh, that sounds interesting. No, I have not played it, and I'll check it out. I'll take a look at it because Metroidvanias are always something you can. It's not a guarantee, but if they're well done, I have a soft spot for them. Yes, SKR, I did check the Discord, but which channel did you post it in, you moron? I'm very sorry, I take that back. I love you. You are not a moron. General, okay. I'll check it. I don't understand. Is this some sort of Zoomer meme? I'm too boomer to understand. Oh, I'm not so funny. That is, you're very welcome. I'm glad. I'm glad it's. No, we already did that one. Sabrina, we already did that one. It's. So for you, the right thing that you needed is for me to stream, and for me, just the right thing to hear was for someone to say that. So thank you very much. I'm not so funny. Mwah! Ehrenmann.
Gehen wir auf die nächste Ebene.
Mhm. Well, what do you mean? Do they look the same? Like, there is some. It's just the picture is done at like 2 different points in time, right? There's different in facial expression, and I don't understand. I feel like I'm missing something quite fundamental here. Oh, this can actually be useful. Although I personally don't like curses if you're not an ascendancy that's specialized in curses, which is occultist. And since you're not occultist, I personally don't like it that much. But it's not a bad item.
Oh Gott, das ist noch gar nicht fertig.
Have you started the boss?
Ja.
Oh my god, Sabrina. Oops. I'm on my way.
Er ist tot. Nee.
No, there are 3 bosses. They're coming one after the other.
Oh ja, so schlimm war es gar nicht.
Okay. Wait, what? One is pyrocynical and the other one is Tom? Well, okay. So the one has like a photoshopped face and the other, I don't know. Who is pyrocynical? Sorry, man. If you now never want to talk to me again because it turns out I'm just not cool enough, that's okay. But sorry, I'm totally out of the loop here.
Wo müssen wir denn noch hin?
Fertig?
So die zweite Legendary gesehen, ne?
Lifesprig. Oh, that's a good caster leveling item. Very nice.
Aber ne, nicht für jetzt, oder?
Mm. Okay, I go in blind. If you say so. No. Is it on Steam? Because at the moment, right, with Steam Summer Sale, the money is loose. The change is loose, so to say. Well, they look similar, SKR, if that's what you want to know, right? If you're just glancing over the images, I would say that they look rather similar. If that was where you were going for. YouTube commentators? Okay. Whoa, Bernardo. You watch your mouth there. The only real true commentator of them all is some ordinary gamers, man. Mudahar, he's the god of commentating. Because he just makes fun of everyone. Ah, I'm glad that Discord is growing. I'm glad. Now I hope that this somehow then will translate into subscribers. But yeah, I'm glad that people are joining Discord. Also, even better if it's trusted members from Anton's Discord, right? So not some strangers only out to get my women. No. Ooh, that's a new item. That's a 50 DKP minus.
Oh, ich hab hier wohl den Fetten. Der ist voll krass.
Oh, einen Fetten hast du?
Der ist voll krass.
Oh, ja, du darfst nicht in dem Blitzball da stehen. Oh, yeah.
Guck mal, das hat einen Buchstaben.
Sehr schön.
Ich wollte ihn halt auf toten. Weißt du, wie diese Map heißt?
Plaza, nee, Park. Oh, this map is called Park. So we better not shit in here. Can I do my internet historian voice? No. I don't have an internet historian voice. No one has an internet historian voice. He's like the internet historian. That's what he does. Oh, abandoned citadel. Nice. Okay. Alright, Aritra, take care. Bye bye. Yeah, honestly, I'm feeling a little bit of pain in my hand. I was thinking about maybe streaming, like, or maybe. I was thinking with half of my brain. I was thinking about some way that I could continue streaming without using my hand, because I really want to rest it a bit. But I don't know what I could do. Could watch a video and react to it, but that's really not my thing. And I don't know what's hot at the moment to react to. Maybe some beauty YouTuber drama. So now I think if I don't think of something clever, we'll just have a shorter stream today. I hope that's okay with you guys.
Die sagen, du sollst die Füße benutzen.
Use your feet. Then you will get accidental feet pics.
Haben wir alle? Ja.
Guy, dude, SKR, I'm glad you say that, because for me that also was Aaron's face reveal. And goddamn, he is a sexy boy. Like, I don't know if I said that in the last... Did I say that in the last stream? Yeah? Okay. You see how he has... In German we say mir den Kopf verdreht, right? Turned my head around. I don't even remember how many times I talk about it. But, Aaron. Nice. If I was a girl, that would how I would want my man to be. No, I'm not. So, Aaron, you're safe. But still.
Guck mal, was ich geschickt habe.
Yeah.
Ist nicht gut.
No. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's a good idea, guys. If I'll stream a little bit less, right? Have a shorter stream today, but then use like the extra time to go on and interact on Discord a little bit more. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, no homo. Okay, so. Oh, I started? Okay, well, I should have just said if I was interested in men, okay? Then there's no questions asked. Alright, so... Okay, I'm already beginning to see that you guys want me to check stuff out. So, I think we'll just leave the stream at this point here. Gotta rest the hand. And then next stream probably on Sunday. Now I will play some more Path of Exile in the meantime, meaning that we will be closer to endgame and closer to the final boss. So yeah, because on stream the pace is really rather slow, I gotta admit. And yeah, so we see for how many more streams we're gonna do Path of Exile, and then for Honor, and then we see where we go from there. Okay? Good. So everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for watching and being here. Thank you for enjoying the stream and for your funny discussions. Yeah, I'm not so funny. I'm so sorry, man. You just tuned in, and that's exactly what you needed. But I don't know. It's too much pain, man. I'm sorry. I promise there will be more streams for you to enjoy later. It's of course not be the last. So guys, see you on Sunday. Bye bye.